In the midst of this searing heat, the entire crew is glad to be parked at the Run Riders camp in the Sada. Run Riders happens to be one of just 2 resorts in this region which pose as the gateways to the run. Its proximity to the salt flats makes this an ideal oasis while exploring the run. You head out in the morning, get back into camp post noon when the sun is at its fiercest, and then set off again in the early evening, which is just what we are about to do. This time, I hit the salt flat out in the X5. It has been one of my favorite SUVs, but the occasion to drive it enthusiastically off-road had never risen until now. The Beamer is very appealing on the road, but like we saw earlier, lacks the tech and the mechanical bits to give it respectable off-road cred.
Where high-speed performance is concerned, neither the Q7 nor the ML320 come anywhere close to the X5. And that's because the X5 has a twin-turbo system which gives it a distinct advantage. It completely eliminates turbo lag, and from the moment you floor the throttle, this SUV is gone into the distance, ensuring the other 2 SUVs eat nothing but dust. And believe me, there's a lot of that around here.
Derived from the 5 Series platform, the X5 is nothing but a jacked-up sedan. So while it has some ground clearance, the underpinnings are similar to the 5 Series and the suspension is not adaptive. It is, however, one of few BMWs to have all-time 4-wheel drive with a maximum 50-50 torque split, which however is more attuned to enhancing on-road dynamics than off it.
I'm not entirely impressed with the X5's ride quality. While its handling may be very impressive thanks to a stiff monocoque chassis derived from the 5 Series sedan, the ride quality leaves a lot to be desired. It's very bumpy and bounces a lot over all these rough patches out here. But what makes this SUV very, very impressive is that you can switch off traction control and then have a lot of fun on these salt flats.
And putting the X5 sideways is about the most fun you can have in this SUV, provided the land, like in the run, is flat and clear. There's a lot of torque available right from idle all the way to the red line, and the X5 just begs for you to use it. This SUV is balanced so finely between its long wheelbase and wide track, it would only take a complete idiot to unhinge it.
Electronically, the X5's off-road credibility is limited to just hill descent control. And so if I press this button out on the dash here, it means the X5 will control the amount of power and torque distributed to each of these wheels and ensure that you descend downhill safely and securely. But how she's going to make her way back up?
So out here in the run, the X5 is a lot of fun. It is, however, not very comfortable with itself in this terrain. It's got the power, the comfort and agility to supremely make short work of the trip to the run, but once inside, it flounders. Let's face facts, none of these SUVs are going to get you to Everest Base Camp or anywhere close for that matter, which is a real pity. The lack of a low ratio and locking differential means you can't venture too far into the horizon. Though all of these SUVs will wade through varying depths of standing water, climb up gradients and feel perfectly at ease in those conditions. But that's no reason to don your cargos and Crocodile Dundee hat, because the only jungles that these SUVs will wander through are concrete.
So out here in the middle of nowhere, which is just about 71 degrees north and 23 degrees east in the Little Rann of Kutch, which of these SUVs would I prefer the most? Well, certainly not the Q7, because it's got a very thirsty engine. And frankly, if you're lost in the middle of nowhere, you don't want to be standing here without any fuel. And then, of course, it's also got a lot of turbo lag, and that is just not too good for off-roading. So then, is it the BMW X5? Well, it's a very impressive car, but that's the problem. it's a car at the end of the day. It's just bumped up and it's on steroids. And I think cars of the future should actually be something like this. So it can be very intimidating and you can scare all those auto rickshaws off the road, because that's where the X5 is brilliant. It's fantastic on tarmac, but off-road out here in the wild, well, it's got very limited off-road capabilities. There you have it. The ML320 is clearly our choice in this shootout, and that's because it's got a brilliant engine, which is not only very refined, but also very frugal. It's got a brilliant ride and handling package, and it's got brilliant interiors, which are very, very comfortable. But then, of course, there's that one time in your life where you may want to step into the great outdoors. And for that, the ML320 with its low ratio gear is the only SUV that will get you there.